Lazy bombs.
Good girl, boy. Come on. Good girl. Come on.
Hey.
Hey.
What are you setting up for?
Oh, that sun's bright in my eyeballs. Well. We're going to attempt to put the rest of our sheets on the house today.
Nice.
So they've been sitting here acclimatising to our climate for, it's like a good cheese, you know, it takes a bit to get there. So it's a beautiful day. It's only going to be 26 or something, I think, today, roughly. And let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Come on. Don't walk out that door.
You know, sometimes when you've got so many projects on the go on the homestead, you're constantly prioritising what needs to come first, what's most important, and we put this on the back burner because it didn't need to be done when we've got other priorities like building the shade house and getting that over the line. But we want to do this now because it's just, I just felt like I wanted something that was going to make a big visual impact, and then it's just going to be kind of one finished wall. It's going to look so good, especially like driving up to the house, but this is going to visually make a big difference. It makes you feel like you've done something huge. I mean, it's a decent job, right? It's not like a little job. Do you know what I mean?
I hear you.
It'll just...
This is where I come in and give back up. Hi, morning, it's Corey, how are you? Yeah, it's been a while, but I think it'll look mint.
Yeah, it'll look good.
It will?
Sometimes when you do something big, it makes it, even though we are doing stuff, sometimes you need like a big visual thing to make you feel like you're doing stuff. So that's what today's about.
And I do feel kind of guilty that it has been sitting here for so long, and we've had the sheets for like so long. And you probably go back and see that last video and go, when we started doing the sheets on the wall, and go, you bloody slackers, that was like 4 years ago. Maybe not 4 years. How long ago?
It was before I think it was before the swale.
It was quite some time ago.
Yeah.
Probably over 6 months.
Yeah, 6 months.
I reckon. So,
No,
yes.
we don't do much during like the heat of summer though.
Let's see what we can do. When I measured all the sheets, I wrote it all on the wall. So they're all written down of what we need for each section. Probably need to move these.
We should acknowledge that we're actually putting these sheets on like backwards. Or should we not? Maybe they won't notice.
What do you mean backwards?
There was a reason for it. And the reason was because we wanted to start at that end.
So normally your sheets, like you put a fresh sheet on and it overlaps the sheet you've already put down. But because I am me, and I'm probably a little bit awkward. Is that right? I started doing it the other way for some weird reason.
No, I know why, because we wanted to get the hot water system up.
Yeah, we wanted to get the plumbing bit done.
But we wanted the sheets to overlap this way because the weather comes from this way, so we wanted the...
That's right.
We didn't want the overlap going to the west.
Yeah, so that way
because that's where like most of the wind and weather comes from.
And we thought, come up here, baby.
I'm here.
Come into the spotlight. Come on, Betty. Betty, Come on. No. We lost Boss Lady the other day.
Oh, yeah.
That was sad. I think she's just a bit old.
She just tucked herself away somewhere comfortable.
Yeah.
And just
laid
passed
down.
away. Yeah.
That was it. So, no more stunt chicken.
No more stunt chicken.
Yeah, so anyway, sidetracked. As we were saying, that our weather comes from that direction. So it would make sense that if our sheets overlapped that way, so the wind blows that way, we thought it may help, as opposed to that way. We didn't want any wind or anything or rain getting in that way. Bit fussy, but hey, you get that. Alright.
Alright, so what's first?
First, let's grab this pack of sheet and put it somewhere else. So grab one of them and just put it over there somewhere.
Where?
Yeah, right. Actually, maybe uphill because I don't want that to maybe go that way. You got a little roof, Hippo. It's like a little hippo shed. Hey? Alright, so we've got all our sheets cut. These are all for above the windows. Lovely. What have we got here?
Shorter ones here. They must be for under the windows, maybe.
This is probably the one that we want.
For there.
Yeah. I reckon, yeah, because that window's higher.
One thing we're going to be able to do once we've got this sheeted is we're going to finish like the guttering to tank pump system, our rainwater tank, which is a pretty common way for people in rural areas in Australia to get their water, as opposed to like well water or anything like that. It's pretty standard to have large household above ground tanks
Water tanks, yeah.
to capture our rainwater off our roof.
So ours is considered probably a small one. It's 80,000 litres. Gallons shall just appear here on the screen. Yeah, 80,000 litres it is, or 82,000 I think to be precise. So that's considered quite small for this sort of area. Generally you would have minimum 150,000, maybe even 2 tanks. So to have anywhere up to 400,000, 500,000 litres of water storage.
Yeah, so you base it off how much rain you've got in your area. We can go into this like later, but how much rain you've got in your area, your roof area, how many people are using the water, so how much water you're going to be using. So,
and we're a bit different because we have a bore that is like drinkable, and we use that for our trees. So we're kind of a bit. The rainwater tank is that size for that reason.
Yeah.
I need to find 2 at 29.50.
Okay.
So they're all pretty in line. Oh, no way. It can't be these top 2. They wouldn't have put it in order for us, would they? They did too.
So we're going to move the flashings?
Yeah, I think
and where and how? Are we going to prop them up on something? Or are we just going to like pop them on a patch of ground?
I'm only 1 coffee in.
Oh, so let's just pop them on the ground somewhere.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright.
Shall we?
Just out here?
Just there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this one, we'll just... on top of that, slate lap. Lovely.
So this bit of deck here, this is going to be technically our front door. We're just going to have some stairs going up the front, like coming down from there. This was our original idea. The great thing about building stuff yourself, doing your own builder, is that you can experience a place and get different ideas that suit how you live a bit better. So out the front here is, you see the start of my herb garden, to-be cottage garden, and all the space we've got in between where this deck is and that garden. What I want is for this to be flat all the way through. So we're actually going to build a retaining wall coming from that gate over there, through here, and around to the peach trees. And essentially we'll rebuild this deck so it goes out almost like a boardwalk flat out onto that raised section, and then this whole area will be more or less level, and the idea is that will become like an easy accessible, just walk out, grab, you know, perennial plants, herbs, that sort of stuff. That's the plan anyway. So for the moment though, we're going to remove this one that has been here for a while because plans have changed slightly.
How did one build that? Oh, I built it all as one. Why do you build things so awkwardly? Okay, so basically I'm just going to undo these screws on here and we'll just carry that whole frame out there.
Alright.
And now we lift. You good?
Yep.
Can't walk this way.
Walk this way.
And we'll just dump it here somewhere. Hey, you
This is weird.
you want to? Oh, me?
No, it's just like not having something.
You know what this first steps of doing things. Do you want to get your tape measure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, just to have it to hold.
Just to have it.
So we both got one, so I don't pitch yours.
No, so when I lose mine, I can use yours.
Okay.
What I find good for this is these double-ended, double-ended drill bits. This is a 5mm double-ended drill bit. Get them in like packs of 10. Really good bits for this pre-drilling idea. And also, another tip is when you're drilling your way through the tin, you'll get bits of swarf that come off that are quite long, like this. So when you drill, this will come up and it will start turning with the drill bit, if this is making sense, and it will scratch the face of the sheet. Now we don't want scratches on the face, do we? We want it to try and look nice, at least for one day. So what I do is I keep the drill bit spinning in the drill, and I just lift the drill up a bit and then back into the hole, and that'll cut the bit of swarf and then start drilling again. And also what I find when drilling is nice even downward pressure, like a fair bit of pressure, and not so many revs on the drill, say half speed, and let the drill bit do the work. So don't try and burn your way through with the drill bit. Don't like go all out, like full power, and just like into it, because you'll just melt the end of the drill bit, melt the tin, the drill bit won't last as long. So just go easy on the gear. That fits pretty good.
So we're at the point now where we need to put on our next run of picture rail. If you remember from our previous ones, this is the profile, and that creates a detail that the sheet sits on, and we just have like a 3mm packer that we sit on there to create a slight gap, and that goes under, and that just finishes it off really nicely, if you can kind of see that example there. So
it's a bit dusty.
It's a bit dusty. It's an old one. So how we attach that is we want some nice flat screws. So I've got these 15mm 8 gauge hex heads here, and these fit into, if you take out your bit, that kind of universal little bit there, they fit perfectly in there. Oh, like that. It's not magnetic, so it'll come out, but so, and because I've got such a shallow profile, they'll be nice and flat and won't interfere when we screw the sheets back to our bottom picture rail.
Take the weight and hold the whole thing.
Alright, you comfy there?
Yeah.
Really nice and tight.
Nice. Now this is our water supply to our toilet. Our toilet is actually gravity filled.
Gravity filled, yep.
Gravity fed filled. Whatever. From the tank behind the shed. So
we're not using like our precious drinking rainwater,
yeah.
just to flush the loo.
Yep. And we're not like having to start the pump every time you flush the loo to, you know, put whatever it is, 3 litres of water back in the bowl. So it takes probably
It's like a low
2-3 minutes to fill.
Yeah.
3 minutes to fill, like from a full flush, but just gravity fed, and why not?
Well, we did originally. We were originally looking at like investigating composting toilets.
That's true.
We were getting a bit of like
Yeah.
pushback from the local council, and
Yeah.
because we could afford it, you know. But it's like we just want to get this over the line and get this built. So,
it was a little bit too hard to think outside of the natural scope of a normal septic system when you started talking composting toilets.
yeah. And it wasn't the composting toilet that was an issue. It was, well, what are you going to do with the rest of your grey water? And they basically said,
that's right.
Yeah, they said, well, the rest of your grey water will still need a full septic system.
A full leach drain septic setup.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just don't like making
Sometimes with your local
sometimes.
councils, you have to pick your battles, you know.
Oh, I'll grab another sheet because
Yeah.
I think we're ready to put another full sheet on.
Yeah.
All right, I'll get it.
Let's do it.
I'll get it.
Do it. Put this back in there so I don't lose it. No battery.
You don't want much, do you?
You're just not very good at being an assistant.
I'm not good at being an assistant. Do you guys have a slave driver as well?
Plastic. Why is everything covered in plastic? Always plastic. Little hippopotamus. Hey darling. You wanna come out with us? Can't come out this door yet. Put some stairs here for you. Hang on. Not today. I'll be in shortly.
So we're just going to call it for today. Just going to tidy up a bit, put these loose sheets of tin back in a pile because I don't want the wind to send them into the water tank or something, you know. Hey Dozer, what do you think? I just lay down, that's all I think.
And there was a couple of features that I particularly liked. One was, what did you do?
It's a chicken again, it keeps scaring me. I'll introduce you to our boss lady.
Oh, look at that.
Her name is just Boss. She likes a good scratch, don't you? Yeah. Hey? So Boss lady. And she eats mice, like whole. I don't know if that's terrifying or it's actually interesting to watch how you manage to down whole mice. Alright, are you going to sit there? What are you going to do? You want a little scratch? You're going to hop on the ute. Oh, you go wherever you like.